Hey guys, it's your favorite real estate investor, Brian Davila, and today I am interviewing a house flipper from Northern California. Her name is Elisa Covington. She's going to be sharing how she is flipping million-dollar houses. She even shares how much she's profiting, and she's going to be teaching you step-by-step how to start flipping houses. But before we get to the interview, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm always interviewing some of the best investors, wholesalers, and realtors in the country, and you don't want to miss these interviews. But let's get to the interview. I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, guys. So today I am interviewing Elisa. She is from the South Bay area. She does deals in the San Jose market and all the surrounding cities. So if you're a investor, wholesaler, and you have a deal, make sure to reach out to her. I'm going to leave all her information below. And we want to start off talking about her journey into real estate. She was laid off from her job, and now she is a full-time real estate investor. But first, how are you doing today?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
All right, perfect. Thank you for coming on. So, do you want to just tell your story of how you got into real estate?
Sure. I started investing in real estate from almost 8 years ago when I purchased my first home.
Okay.
And I kind of did house hacking on my first home where I live in one bedroom and rented out the other bedroom.
Oh,
And
wow.
then from there, I purchased my first rental property. So
Mhm.
both properties were in San Francisco. And
Okay.
then after remodeling both properties and selling both properties, I had a good chunk of capital to
Mhm.
invest. That's
Mhm.
when I started to look into flipping houses. So I started flipping houses in early 2017. That's when I was still working a full-time job.
Mhm.
And after doing two deals that year and like wanting to quit my job all year,
Mhm.
at the end of the year, I was actually laid off. So it really gave me the push that I needed
Mhm.
to pursue the real estate career full time.
Oh,
And
okay.
I've been a full-time house flipper since, and I love what I do. I feel
Mhm.
motivated every day
Uh-huh.
to transform like fixer uppers into dream homes for buyers, and
Mhm.
it's a really, I think that's my calling.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good that you're passionate about it. So
Mhm.
you were laid off and then you did your first flip, or you already did your first
Before
flip?
I did two deals
Mhm.
before I was laid off.
Oh, okay. And then you got into it full time. Was there a
Mhm.
part of you that was scared to not have a set job and only flip houses?
I think in the beginning for sure. That's why I didn't quit my job before I was laid off. I
Mhm.
wanted to quit. I wanted to pursue this full time, but with a good paying job and like all the benefits, it's hard to make the move on my own.
Mhm.
Um, but then once I started doing it full time, I realized that it kind of opened up a whole new world to me because
Mhm.
with all the like the time I was spending on my full time job, I was able to get more deals
Mhm.
and flip more houses.
Okay. Yeah, because I was actually speaking to someone today and they want to quit their job, but they're a little bit nervous because they've never, flipped a house before. So with someone like that, would you suggest they flip their first house before they quit their job, or do you think it's better to just jump right in?
Um, to be safe, I'm a kind of a risk averse person.
Oh,
So from
okay.
that perspective, I think it would be better, safer to
Mhm.
start doing it before you quit your job because
Mhm.
once you quit your job, you really don't have any income and it might be harder for you to get the money to invest.
Okay. So when you first started off, how did you learn about how to flip houses?
I actually bought a course
Hmm.
I spent, I think that was $25,000 on the
Whoa.
course. Yeah, really
Wow.
expensive. I know. I was very committed. I wanted to get into the business.
Hmm.
So I learned a lot of the basics from
Hmm.
the course. And afterwards, I also found a mentor who guided me through my first deal.
Hmm.
So that's how I got started.
Wow. So you're a little bit risk adverse because you could have lost $25,000. Do you mind sharing what kind of what course it was?
It's a course. I'm not sure if you're familiar with HGTV. So there's
Yeah.
the Flipper Flop show,
Yeah.
and the hosts of the show
All right.
started a course because I watch
Oh,
HGTV. I love
yeah.
that show, so I just bought that course. It's not the best course out there, but it did. I think a lot of times when you spend a lot of money to buy a course, it's
Hmm.
not just about the knowledge that you learn, it's also about the commitment,
Yeah.
because you spend that much money, you feel like you need to
Hmm.
make the best out of it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you are more motivated to do it.
Yeah. Because you don't want to lose that $25,000 that you just spent. But
Mhm.
that already is pretty incredible because that's a big amount to invest.
Yeah, it is.
But so now, what does your business look like now in the year 2020? Like, how many deals are you doing?
um so this year I've done like 6 7 flips so far.
Okay. And
Yeah.
and so the first thing that I think about when you say Northern California, I'm thinking, okay, they're very expensive houses.
Mhm.
So what is like the average price of a house?
I would say the purchase price for me on average is around 1 million.
Wow.
And the
1 million?
sale price, so after I flip those houses, the average sale price is 1.3, 1.4.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
very high. So I actually flip in Southern California, and my
Uh-huh.
average purchase price is like under 250,000.
Wow.
So
It's
yeah, so you
a,
you
yeah,
you're the
very
complete.
different markets.
And is there anything different you think of flipping $1 million house in San Jose, or maybe flipping a $500,000 house in like San Diego? Do you think there's any differences, or do you think it's just the area and price point that make it?
I think the biggest difference is the profit margin. When you
Oh,
are flipping a 200,000 or $500,000 house, you
uh-huh.
probably are not making over 100,000
A
in
flip.
profit per deal,
No,
right?
no. Yeah, yeah,
Because that's not just not possible.
yeah.
But with $1 million purchase price, on average, my profit margin is at least six figure. Usually, probably on average, last year was 200,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and thank you for sharing that
Sure.
because when I first started, um, I was a realtor at first, and I
Mm-hmm.
would reach out to investors and I would be like, "Hey, can you teach me? Like, can you show me?" No one would show me anything. And I didn't know how much investors made.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, "Oh, maybe they make 10,000, 15,000." And the first person that actually told me how much they make, they're like, "Yeah, we make like 60,000 a flip." And I was like, "Whoa, like I have to sell 10 houses to make that."
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for sharing that. So my profit margin is usually minimum 20,000, but I have made six figures on a flip, but that is not the average. I would say the average is like around 30 for over here.
Yeah, when the prices are much lower, it's
Hmm.
just impossible
Hmm.
unless you get deals for like really unreasonable price. Like you get
Yeah.
such a great deal to
Hmm.
make that much margin. But yeah, usually it's not the case.
So can you walk me through a deal? Your average purchase is 1 million. Are you paying cash? Are you doing hard money? Are you
Hard money.
crowdfunding? Hard money. And
Yeah.
then do you get nervous now when you're buying these $1 million houses, or you're kind of just used to it?
Not really. Yeah. In the beginning, for sure, I'm nervous, of
Yeah.
course. It's a big purchase.
Yeah.
But now I get excited, very excited when I find a good deal.
And then what about how much are you putting into these houses? What's like the average
Usually, on average, is 100,000.
100,000. Wow, that's a lot. So you're doing my average is like 30. So you're doing
Yeah.
like way higher, which is
That's why in other markets, the risk is less because you are investing less money into the deal, but
uh-huh.
the profit margin is smaller. So usually you have to do more deals to get to the same amount of profit.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, my business is high volume. So I'll
Mhm.
probably end up doing somewhere around like 30 flips this year. So you even though you say okay, you did 6, that's still a lot. But are you buying rentals or no?
I have a
Mhm,
rental in San Jose where
mhm.
I'm renting it out as an Airbnb.
Oh, okay. Are
Yeah.
you looking to buy more or no?
I am looking to buy more, but I'm very picky about buying rentals.
Mhm,
So this one in San Jose, I bought it for like 625.
mhm.
That's a very cheap house
Yeah,
for
that's
that
more than
size
my
for
house.
the area.
And I have
And
a nice house.
like after remodeling it, it's worth like 1.1 million. So
Wow.
that's kind of the properties I would purchase as a rental. So like I have to buy it for a really low price,
Yeah.
and um, then I would consider like if the location is good, I would consider renting it out.
Okay. So let's just say there's someone listening. They're in the San Jose South Bay market. I'll leave your information below. What what would what kind of deal are you looking for now?
Um, I don't want to put a lot of criteria out there because good deals are so hard to come by.
Hmm.
So usually I just tell people that I'm looking to purchase houses that I can buy at below market price. If a
Hmm.
house is on MLS and it's selling at the market price where like all the houses are selling for,
Hmm.
then they are probably not good candidates for a flip because the
Hmm.
margin is just not there.
Hmm.
But if I can get a house for 100, 200,000 below the market price, then
Hmm.
that's where good deals are.
Okay, so you usually need like 100 or more $1,000 spread for you to consider.
Not spread for it to be below the current market value. So like
Yeah.
as a fixer upper,
Hmm.
if it's worth $1 million on the market, I have to buy it for 900,000. But
Hmm.
the after repair value would have to be probably 1.3 million
Oh,
for the
okay, okay.
numbers to work for me.
Oh, okay, okay. And if you don't mind me asking, how are you sourcing your deals now?
Sure. I get all of my deals from real estate agents.
Okay.
So I have a big network of agents,
Hmm.
and those agents, when they come across fixer uppers, they
Hmm.
contact me so that,
Hmm.
um, like, if they're listing a fixer upper or
Hmm.
their friends have a fixer upper
Hmm.
listing, then they contact me.
Okay, perfect. And so the last question I would have for you is, let's just say there's someone listening to this, they're unhappy at their job, they want to start flipping houses. What are like 3 things or 3 tips you would give them in order to get to where you're at, or at least be able to quit their job?
Um, I think the first thing is to educate yourself, right? You don't
Mhm,
want to just jump into this without even knowing what it means to flip a house.
mhm,
So you can learn from many different sources. There are like websites like
mhm,
Bigger Pockets. That's a
mhm,
good source of
mhm,
information. And there are a lot of YouTube videos that you can watch.
mhm,
I have my YouTube channel
mhm,
where I post videos on how to flip houses, how to get into real estate investing.
mhm,
So watch a lot of those content, and also the second one would be to network.
Mhm.
Your network is your net worth. So before you jump into the business, you want to start building your network. You can
Mm.
go to real estate events. Nowadays, it's not in-person meetings, but there are still a lot of virtual meetings happening.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
go to a lot of those events and get to know people, experienced investors, new investors,
Mhm.
agents, contractors. You just get their contact information and they become part of your network.
Mhm.
And then the third advice would be to find a mentor. So before jumping into the business, you want to find someone who's experienced, who can help you avoid making a lot of mistakes in the beginning.
Mhm.
So I think that would be very helpful.
Okay. All right. I think the all those are very doable, and that's how I started. I started networking with investors, like I told you, asking questions, and
Mm-hmm.
then my very first bigger flip, where I actually had to rehab the house, I partnered with someone because I didn't trust that I knew enough. And I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
that I did it because I at first coming in, I thought the rehab was going to be 20,000 and it ended up being 60,000. And I did not have $60,000. So I would
Mhm,
have been in big trouble. So
mhm.
thank you for that advice. And again, she has a YouTube, you have a YouTube channel. What is your YouTube channel called?
Transform real estate.
Transform Real Estate. You also have an Instagram. I'm going to leave all that information below. So if anyone has a deal over there, or if some reason you want to contact her, you'll have all her information below. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.